Om Jnanatmigandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Vayam Rupa Paramaya Pradati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadagamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagara Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saranarita Shri Vishakamitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So Hare Krishna, welcome all for today's Chaitanya Charitamrita class. We are on chapter 14th and this is our third class on that. So let us recite our invocation prayers. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Dhanyam. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known as Gaura Chandra. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to the Advaita Acharya who is so exalted. जय जय शिवासादि गौर भक्तगण जय श्रोतागण यारा गौर प्राणधनम. All goes to the devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. All goes to the readers who have taken Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their life and soul. So in this chapter number 14, till now, what we saw was in the start, there was Lakshmi Vijayotsav, which we saw. And then we saw how Pratapruva Maharaj entered the garden and recited Gopi Geet and he got the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then we saw how Pratapruva Maharaj said that I am your Das, Dasam Das. And from this our group name came Dasam Das. And then we saw how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prasadam with other devotees. And then how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pushes the Jagannath Rath to Gundija temple. And after reaching there to Gundija temple, how the Pandu Vijay ceremony is going to happen, we'll see today. Pandu Vijaya tabe kare sevaka gane Jagannatha vasila giya nija simhasane. All the servants of Lord Jagannath then took him down from the car and the Lord went to sit on his throne. Subhadra Balrama nija simhasane aila Jagannathe rasnana bhoga heita lagila. Yes. Subhadra and Balram also sat on their respective thrones. They there followed the bathing of Lord Jagannath and finally the offering of food. Aganina Mahaprabhu Laya Bhakta Gane Ananda Arambe Kaila Nartana Kirtana. While Lord Jagannath, Lord Balram and Subhadra sat on their respective thrones, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees began to perform Sankirtana with great pleasure, chanting and dancing in the yard of the temple. So whatever we do, always chanting and dancing is our core activities, which we always add in all activities. And therefore we see in the Mangal Aarti also, when we sing Samsada, after that there is chanting and dancing. After Guru Puja, there is chanting and dancing. In Tulsi Aarti, after Tulsi Aarti, we chant Hare Krishna Mantra. So every activity, whatever we do, it is complete when we chant and dance or do Sankirtan. आनंदे महाप्रभु प्रेमा उठाइला देखी सब लोक प्रेम सागर भासिला. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing, he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and all the people who saw him were also flooded in the ocean of love of God. So, association of advanced devotees matters most in your life. So, today only we're discussing of how we get Raganuga Bhakti. So it is not by reading literatures of Raganuga Bhakti, it is not by menial services, it is by mercy of advanced devotees. If some advanced devotee is merciful on us, then we get this Raganuga Bhakti or Prema Bhakti. So here also, because people saw how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed dancing and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy fall upon them. So all of the people also flooded in ocean of love of God. So advanced devotees, how much we associate in our life will decide how much we progress in our life. If we do not associate with advanced devotees and just associate with somebody who is like us, then it will be very difficult for us to progress. And therefore, at least sometimes, maybe once in a month or maybe a few times in a year, we should try to associate with advanced devotees as far as our capacity goes. नित्य करी संध्या काले आरती देखा देखिला आई तोटा श्री प्रभु विश्राम करीला. In the evening, after finishing his dancing in the yard of the Gunja temple, the Lord observed the Aarti ceremony. Thereafter, he went to place called Ai Tota and took rest for the night. अद्वैतादि भक्त गण निमंत्रण कैला मुख्य मुख्य नव जन नव दिन पाइला. For 9 days, 9 chief devotees headed by Advaita Acharya got an opportunity to invite the Lord to their homes. So now, for next few days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there only, and all the devotees who were there would invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to their homes. So if we want association of advanced devotees, then second thing is also advanced devotee also will think that how we are progressing, or they will improve or they will increase our standard also. So it was like the devotees who would chant 1 lakh names. For them, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will go there in their homes. So therefore, if we chant more rounds, if we do more devotional service, then we can accept. Then we can, or then the advanced devotees can come to our house. So for even attracting advanced devotees, we need also to raise our standards. So here, if we see Advaita Acharya and all, they were very good in their devotional services. They were very high in the devotional service, and therefore they could call Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to their homes. आरभक्त गणे चातुर्मास्य यत दिन एक देक दिन करी कदिला बंटन. During the 4 months of the rainy season, the remaining devotees extended invitation to the Lord for 1 day each. In this way, they shared invitations. So maybe 4 months means around 120 days roughly. So around 120 devotees got a chance to invite. But there were more devotees also. So what they did, let us see in next verses. चारी मासे दिन मुख्य भक्त बाटी नीला आर भक्त गण अवसर ना पाइला. For the 4 months period, all the daily invitations were shared among the important devotees. The rest of devotees did not get an opportunity to extend an invitation to the Lord. So this is a problem which happens in our devotional life also. So there are opportunities or services there, or there are some things where we need to do, and all the main or important devotees get this service or this opportunity. And then what happens is others are left out. So how to tackle this? When you have limited opportunities and you have more devotees to accommodate, how you will do the things? So that is question which is asked in this verse, and we will see how, because of cooperation of devotees, how they tackle this issue. एक दिन निमंत्रणे करी दुई दिन मिली एक मत महाप्रभु निमंत्रण केली. Since they would not get one day each, 2 or 3 devotees combined to extend invitation. These are the pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acceptance of invitations. So cooperation among devotees. So there were some devotees left and they could not get any day. So what other devotees did is they distributed the same day with 2, 3 devotees. And in this way, they allowed all the devotees to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in our services also, how much are we inclusive? How much we take all the devotees services and all will matter in the long run. So here, if we see, these are the pastimes, and therefore, even if we see Srila Prabhupada said, and our own His Holiness Dada Maharaj also says that your love for your Guru Maharaj or for the movement will be shown on how you cooperate among yourselves. So cooperation is the most important thing which is wanted by all the devotees. If there is no cooperation, then what will happen? There will be no movement. The movement will collapse. And therefore, one of the sacred responsibilities which devotees have is to cooperate among each other. And second is there will be difference of opinions, there will be fights and everything will be there. But in that also, like some time back, Gauranga was saying, there can be matbhed, but there cannot be manbhed. That means there can be difference of opinion, but not that in our mind we reject a devotee or something, not like that. So difference of opinion is always encouraged, but not that we do not have relation with devotees. That should not be there. So after meetings and all, so many times there are heated arguments and all. So many times it happens that in the meeting there are different opinions, there are arguments. But after the meeting is over, all come together as friends back, and then the work is carried on. So that is the whole thing, how the things are done. So cooperation among devotees is very important. प्रातः काल स्नान करी देखी जगन्नाथ संकीर्तन नित्य करे भक्त गण साथ. After taking his bath early in the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to see Lord Jagannath in temple. Then he would perform Sankirtan with his devotees. So another important thing, if devotees chant together, dance together, take prasad together, what happens is the bonding between the devotees happens very nicely. And therefore, even in the armies, we see that there's a rule that they eat food together. So indirectly, there's a bonding. We may even not know how the bonding is happening, but definitely bonding is happening. And therefore, His Holiness Radha Maharaj also told in Chopari devotees, at least one meal you should have all together. And therefore, this is still carried on and is a very important thing. कबू अद्वैत नाचाए कबू नित्यानंद कबू हरिदास नाचाए कबू अच्युतानंद. By chanting and dancing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu induced Advaita Acharya to dance. Sometimes he induced Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, and Achyutananda to dance. कबू व्रकरेश्वर कबू आर भक्त गणे त्रिसंध्या कीर्तन करे गुंडीचा प्रांगणे. Sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged Bhakteshwara and other devotees in chanting and dancing. 3 times daily, morning, noon, and evening, he would perform Sankirtan in the yard of the Gundicha temple. See how, if we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he did lot of devotional services with other devotees. And then he also spread. So as a devotee, we can understand that we need to perform lots and lots of devotional service if we want to share it to all. If we are not practicing, we cannot share with others, and therefore we need to invest good time in reading, chanting, hearing, and all, and then we can give quality to the others. If we don't have quality, we cannot give quality to others. वृंदावने आए कृष्ण ये प्रभुरा ज्ञान कृष्ण रावि हार स्मृति हैला अवसान विरह sorry विरह स्मृति. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt that the Lord Krishna had returned to Vrindavan. Thinking this, his feelings of separation from Krishna subsided. राधा संगे कृष्ण लीला हैला ज्ञान ए रस मग्न प्रभु हैला आपने. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always thinking of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and he remained personally merged in that consciousness. So, where is our consciousness merged? So, internal absorption and external dealings. So, we are absorbed in loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and we deal with the material world. Or are we absorbed in the problems and taking the holy name? So, this is the question. So if we are absorbed in the holy name and dealing with the problems, then we are successful. But if we are absorbed in the problems and dealing with the holy name, then we are on the wrong track, and we need to understand where we are and need to take suitable steps to improve our hearing and chanting. So generally, most of the times we are chanting holy name, but our mind is absorbed in so many different problems. And if while chanting, so many different problems are coming to mind, that means we need to consider whether we are capable of handling so much things or not. And therefore, then we need to then check for ourselves how much we can handle and how much we should not. So different devotees have different capacities. Like some devotees can handle a lot while some cannot. So regarding of how much we can handle, we should take that load. नानो ध्यान भक्त संगे वृंदावन लीला इंद्रद्युम्न सरोवरे करे जल खेला. There were many gardens in the Gundicha temple, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees used to perform the pastimes of Vrindavan, each of them. In the lake named Indradyumna is sported in the water. So here also if we see, Lord himself is sporting in the waters, and therefore there should be some kind for recreation also for us. It is not that we just go on doing things and things. We need some recreation also in our life, and therefore water sports and this are actually allow for devotees who can do sometime the sports also, so that they can also rejuvenate themselves. आपने सकल भक्ते सींचे जल दिया सब भक्त गणे सींचे चौरिका भेदिया. The Lord personally splashed all the devotees with water, and the devotees surrounding him on all sides also splashed the Lord. So actually there are hierarchies when we are doing general things, but when we do Sankirtana together, when we do some services, then this hierarchy is automatically gone, and therefore the relationships are much better. And sometimes there need not be boundaries, and it should not also be done in a way where we transgress Vaishnava etiquettes. But naturally, sometimes it can happen that some sports are allowed. कबु एक मंडल कबु अनेक मंडल जल मंडूके वाद्य सब बाजाए करताल. While in the water, they sometimes form one circle and sometimes many circles. And while in the water, they used to play cymbals and imitate the croaking of frogs. So see, here also we see sometimes devotees are set loose to do what they need. And we also should help devotees to express their feelings and what they like without judging them. So one of the things which happens in Vaishnava circle is people think or devotees think they'll be judged, and therefore many times they are not able to express themselves freely and fully also. So one thing we need to do is we do not judge devotees on various factors. Otherwise, the devotees will not be able to grow in their full potential. We need to trust them, and sometimes they may ask certain questions which may think, oh, how he is asking such questions after so many years. So that may happen. So we should not worry about that and trust devotees. दुई दुई जन मिली करे जल राणा कह हरे केह जिने प्रभु करे दर्शन के hare केह जिने. Sometimes two would pair off to fight in the water. One would emerge victorious, another defeated, and the Lord would watch all this fun. Now, who are the pairs made? You describe. अद्वैत नित्यानंद जल फेला फेली आचार्य हरि पाछे करे गाला गाली. The first voting took place between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu, who threw water upon each other. Advaita Acharya was defeated. He later began to rebuke Nityananda Prabhu, calling him ill names. So fight is happening between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. But we should not take sides between advanced devotees, never. Otherwise, what will happen? We will collapse. Like there are two bulls who are fighting, and in between, one animal wanted to resolve. And what happened? He went in between the two bulls. And what happened? That animal died because the two bulls crushed at the middle one. So between advanced devotees, if they are fighting or doing something, we should not judge any of them, nor we should take any of the sides. Because both are advanced devotees, both will go back to God. But if we take some side, then what will happen? We will do Vaishnava Aparadh against the other person, and our spiritual life can be spoiled. So therefore, very important that for advanced devotees who do not take sides. विद्यानिधि रे जल केली स्वरूपे रासने गुप्ता दत्ते जल केली करे दुई जने. Sarup Damodar and Vidyanidhi also threw water upon each other, and Murari Gupta and Vasudev Datta also sported in that way. शिवास सहित सहित जल खेले गदाधर राघव पंडित सने खेले वृक्षेश्वर. Another duel took place between Shivas Thakur and Gadadhar Pandit, and yet another between Raghav Pandit and Vrakeshwar Pandit. Thus, they all engage in throwing water. Sarvabhauma Sange Khele Ramanand Rai, Gambhirya Gila Dohara Haila Sishu Praya. Indeed, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya engaged in water sports with Ramanand Rai, and they both lost their gravity and became like children. So we know Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramanand Rai both are very, very philosophical, very advanced, and like they are very grave personalities. But when they were sporting, they also became like children. So very they lose their gravity. Very wonderful things happening here. महाप्रभु तादोहारा चांचल देखिया गोपीनाथ आचार्य किछु कहे ना हसिया. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the exuberance of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Raman Rai, he smiled and spoke to Gopinath Acharya. So what did he speak? Pandita Gambhira Duhe Pramanika Jana Bada Chanchalya Kare Karaha Varjana. Tell the Bhattacharya and Raman Rai to stop their childish play because they are both learned scholars and very grave and great personalities. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking that please stop Bhattacharya and Ramanand Rai because they are both learned scholars and they should be behave bravely and all. But then गोपीनाथ कहे तुम्हारा कृपा महा सिंधु उछलिते करे अबे तारा एक बिंदु. Gopinath replied, I believe that one drop of the ocean of your great mercy has swelled up upon them. So Gopinath is telling that just because of your mercy, they have become like this. So what can be done? मेरु मंदर पर्वत डुबाए यथा तथा ये दुई गंड शैला इहारा का कथा. A drop from the ocean of your mercy can drown great mountains like Sumeru and Mandara. Since these two gentlemen are uh, little hills by comparison, it is no wonder that they are being drowned in the ocean of your mercy. So he's saying that, anyways, your one drop can, uh, the one drop can, what happen is, it can grow mountains like Sumeru and Mandara. So these are very great mountains, and in that comparison, these two are nothing. So what to speak? They can also be drawn by your mercy. So actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is unlimited and is always ready to give his mercy. But the problem is, are we ready to take his mercy seriously? Because he has given his holy name, he has given the Nam Sankirtan, the books are there, devotees are there, deities are there. Everything required for us to advance and to go back to God is already there. But are we taking things seriously or not? That is the matter. So today only, not today, I think yesterday we were discussing on this, uh, how to uh, see things and how to act upon things. So we were just discussing what is our sambandha, or how is our relationship with five potent things. That is holy name, Srimad Bhagavatam, deities, association of devotees. So how are we doing? So how is the relation with the holy name? How we are chanting our holy names? So there is a way in which we keep our japmala. There is a way in which we keep our Bhagavatam. So are we keeping our Bhagavatam down, or are we worshipping our Bhagavatam? So what is our attitude while hearing Bhagavatam? What is our attitude while reading and on? Sometimes we see that some devotees, they sit back in the class, or while in japa, they sit in a way which is not seen to others. So these are not very good attitudes. Similarly, with other things also, we need to be very, very careful. If we don't have very good relationship with all these things now, then our progress will be less. Like what happens when you see devotees? So are we happy or not? So what happens when we are with Bhagavatam? What is our attitude? So Prabhupada says in Nectar of Instruction, I think that our progress in devotional service depends on the attitude of the devotee. So how will progress will depend on our attitude. And attitude means our inner thinking and external behavior, how we are thinking inside. So inside, sometimes some devotee comes and internally we are thinking, why he has come this time? Oh, he should not come at this time. But externally we are saying, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, how are you? So there is a difference between internal thinking and external behavior. So this will then this will help then see that how we grow in our devotional service. Are we going to grow fast or slow will depend on our how is our attitude toward all these things. And therefore, we need to have very, very positive attitude toward all of this. Otherwise, it will take us long time to grow in our devotional service. And especially Mahadapara, that is offense to devotees, is like that even our advancement will be lessened, or we can come back in our devotional service. So Mahat Aparad is very, very, very dangerous. So we should try that we are not into Mahat Aparad. So how we greet devotees, how we smile upon them, do we have eye contact or not, how we are communicating verbally or without words and without this. So are we happy, we are smiling, are we seeing good qualities or bad qualities in devotees? Like a devotee may have 90 good qualities and 10 bad qualities. So are we looking at bad qualities of devotees or good qualities of devotees? So this will all merge and this will all take to us or can bring the gap between us and Lord more. So relationship with devotees, so seniors we are okay, we'll all say Hare Krishna Prabhu, how are you? But how is our relation with juniors? Is our relationship with like rickshaw driver, the staff, the cleaning boy? Are we talking with him in respect or not? Or how is our relationship with others? So golden rule versus platinum rule. So these are two rules when you treat devotees. Golden rule is treat others as I would like them to treat me. So this is called the golden rule. So I will treat him as if how he will treat me. This is called reciprocation. But what is the platinum rule is? Platinum rule is treat others how he like the things, how he will like to treat himself. This is called platinum. Like suppose somebody is making bhoga for Lord. So one way is we make whatever we like and offer to the Lord. So that is called golden rule. But what is platinum rule? You call somebody in Vrindavan and ask, what does Krishna like today? And then it is said that Krishna likes Karela. And then we make Karela, offer to the Lord, and then eat. So this is called platinum rule, where we go a step further. So depending on where we are, we should try to apply whatever we can. So according to various man-made gurus and all, and various books, so our relationship makes 87% success in our life, and knowledge is only 12-13% only in life, which is helping us in so many big things. So if our relationship are not good and we have a lot of knowledge, then what will happen is we will not make much progress, because most of the times we are dependent on others. For any things we need in our life, we are dependent on others, and therefore if our sambandha is not good, then abhidaya will not be better. And if our abhidaya is not good, we will not be able to reach prayojan. So therefore, the first sum comes from relationship, sambandha. How is our sambandha with all these things? How is our sambandha with holy name? How is our sambandha with Srimad Bhagavatam? How is our sambandha with deities? How is our sambandha with prasadam? How is our sambandha with devotees? This will describe how is our abhidaya. If our sambandha is not good, then our japa, our devotional practice will not be better. It will always lack in here and there. There's always offenses. So 22 hours how we spend will define the 2 hours of japa how we are doing. So the 10 offenses are not applicable just for 2 hours. The 10 offenses are applicable for 24 hours. And therefore, this is very important that we do. Sometimes we not be in agreement with other devotees, then we should keep safe distance, but at the same time we should be respectful. We should not be unruly or something. So it is noted that around 60 to 70% people don't come to temple back because they are emotionally hurt. Somebody hurts them emotionally. And therefore, as we are the custodian of temple, we are staying, and guests are invited by Krishna, we should take care that they are not being done. And we all know about japa. Either it can be fast, slow, sometimes struggling japa, sometimes walking japa, mechanical japa, sometimes it's rough, sometimes negative, sometimes mental. So there are so many things we do. So, and sometimes our past experiences with japa hold us back. We need to reflect on that. Like there was one Gurukuli boy. When he grew up, he was not chanting. Somebody asked why you are not chanting. So he told that when we were young, whenever we did some mischief, then the teachers told, oh, go and chant one round or write Mahamantra. So in my brain, chanting or writing Mahamantra is punishment. And when I see devotees chanting, we see, hey, these are all punished by the Lord. I have done nothing wrong. These are all papi and all. So therefore they are chanting. Their teachers have given them punishment and therefore they are chanting. but I have done nothing. Why should I punish myself and by chanting? So such kind of impression is formed by giving them wrong punishment in childhood. So this one should take care. We think that we'll give him chanting so that he's improving. No. And we have seen this with so many devotees that they think chanting is a punishment, especially with Gurukul children also. We should take care that it is not done. Then, where are we keeping our japmala after completing? Are we keeping somewhere here or there? And tomorrow, is our japmala dirty? Or we are using our muchi hands, or sometimes we eat something and then we are using. So these all factors take shape of how we'll grow in devotional service. Like sleeping early, something reading about japa. Environment engineering was also one important thing, how our environment is. Like some devotees keep so many photos and everything while chanting japa and all, so that they can improve in chanting and all. So that is also so Srila Akinchan Krishna Babaji Maharaj, who was Srila Prabhupada's godbrother, we all know. He had this specialty that who could tell in which stage of japa are we just by hearing the sound. Like we know there are mechanical people. So when they start the bike or the car, as soon as the voice comes, they can tell that where is the problem. Or we know doctor, just by taking stethoscope, they will just keep stethoscope and tell them where is the problem. Similarly, Akhichand Krishna Babaji Maharaj was such, just by hearing sound, we could tell which stage are we in Japan, what we are doing. So therefore, this is how we are. So what is our attitude while speaking? How is our tone? Is it loud? Is it slow? So sometimes we see that if we are not in good relation, we'll speak very harshly, and this may affect our devotion service. So this is all things we need to take care while we are reading and chanting. While going to Dham also, are we having enjoyment mentality or serving mentality? Very important. Are we going to the darshan of Bake Bihari to take eat chaat there, or are we going to Bake Bihari to see his darshan? So very, very important. And when we see some animals in Dham, like we see pigs, we see dirt in the Dham, how do we react? So these all factors help. And while taking prasadam also, sometimes there is gulab jamun kept. So many people get gulab jamun. And when our turn comes, the gulab jamun is over. So how do we react to it? Do we fight or do we think that it's Krishna's mercy? For me, the Karela has come, others have to eat gulab jamun. Or we think, why I only did not get? Everybody got, and we are seeing to do some plates. So since all things are very important, so constant upgradation and sustenance of attitude is very important. And good attitude can convert failure to success in bhakti, and bad attitude can also convert our success to failure sometimes. So therefore, we need to take care of these different things, and that is why our attitude is very important. And therefore, we need to do things or do our devotional service very nicely. Further, says शुष्क तर्क खाली खाइता जन्म गेला यारा तारा लीलामृत पिया हुई कृपा तुम्हारा. Logic is like a dry oil cake from which all the oil has been extracted. The Bhattacharya passed his life in eating such dry cakes. But now you have made him drink the nectar of transcendental pastime. It is certainly your great mercy upon them. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great mercy upon us that we are able to hear this wonderful pastimes from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we should be very grateful for it. And here also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has helped Bhattacharya to drink the nectar of transcendental pastimes. Hasi Mahaprabhu tabe advaita anila jalera upare taha sesha sayya kaila. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing another pastime. So after Gopinath Acharya finished talking, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and called for Advaita Acharya and made him act like a Seshnag bad. आपने ताहारा ऊपर करीला शयना शेष सैया लीला प्रभु कैला प्रकटना. Lying down on Advaita Prabhu, who was floating on the water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated the pastime of Seshashai Vishnu. Yeah. So devotees always do so many dramas and all. This all come from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he would enact so many different pastimes, and therefore we also do so many dramas and all and enact different pastimes. Advaita Nija Shakti Prakata Kariya Mahaprabhu Laya Bule Jalete Bhasiya. Manifesting his personal potency, Advaita Acharya floated about on the water, carrying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yei mata jala krida kari katakshana, ai totaila Prabhu laya bhakta gana. After sporting the water for some time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his place at Aitota, accompanied by his devotees. So now they come back, and the next will be Mahaprasade Govinda. Puri Bharti Adi Yata Mukhya Bhakta Gane Acharya Nimantran Karila Bhojane. Premananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharti, and others chief devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took lunch at the invitation of Advaita Acharya. Vaninatha Arayatha Prasada Anila Mahaprabhura Ganesai Prasada Khaila. So again we see here Vaninath is just doing one service, that is bringing prasadam for all the devotees, and is happy doing his service. So whatever extra prasadam was brought by Vaninath Rai was taken by the others of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So are you satisfied in your services? That is a question. If we are not satisfied in our services, we will not be able to grow. So here Vaninath Rai is only doing one service, that is bringing prasada for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and devotees. So that is the test. How much are we satisfied in our services? Then Aparahane asi kaila darshana naratana nishate udyana asi karila sayana. In the afternoon, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the Guncha temple to visit the Lord and dance. At night, he went to the garden to take rest. Aradina asi kaila Ishvara darshane prangane nitya gita kaila katakshane. The next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went to the temple of Gundicha and saw the Lord. He then chanted and danced in the yard for some time. If we see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just chanting and dancing, that is enjoying his life. And we are thinking of so many troubles and so many things in life. But that is what we need to do, just chant and dance. Bhaktagana Sange Prabhu Dhyana Asiya Vrindavana Vihara Kare Bhaktagana Laya. Accompanied by his devotee Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then went into the garden and enjoyed the pastimes of Vrindavana. So Srila Bhaktisinoda Thakur has pointed out that this Vrindavan Vihar, the pastime of Vrindavan, does not refer to Krishna's mixing with the gopis or the transcendent mellow of Parakiya Rasa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vrindavan Lila in the garden of Jagannath Puri did not involve association with women or with others people's wife in the fashion transcendently demonstrated by Sri Krishna. In the Vrindavan Lila, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conceived of himself as assistant of Srimati Radharani. When Srimati Radharani enjoyed the company of Krishna, her maidsons were very pleased. One should not compare Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vrindavan Vihar in the garden of Jagannath with the activities of the Gauranga Nagaris. So that time there was some cult of Gauranga Nagaris who would imitate Krishna, but that is not the case here. Vrikshavali prapulita prabhura darshane bringa pika gaye vahe shitala pavane. There were multifarious trees and creepers in the garden, and they were all jubilant to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, the birds were chirping, the bees were buzzing, and a cool breeze was blowing. A very wonderful scene. So in this also, how we see things will depend what will be our destination. See, somebody may say because there was a cool breeze was blowing, the bees were chirping, and the trees and all, the trees were all they have been blown. But if you see the gopis now, what they will think is, if the tree, the branch of a tree is coming down, they will think that, oh, the branch of a tree is coming down. Why? Because they want to do danvas to Krishna. They want to offer something to them. So their vision was always associated with Krishna, and that is how we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. When he saw water, he would say Vrindavan, and when he saw uh, a small mountain also, he will see as Govardhan. So for them, naturally, they will always remember all the transcendental leelas, all the transcendental places and all, whereas we are not. And therefore, we need to see divine in everything what we are doing. प्रतिवृक्षतले प्रभु करेना नर्तना वासुदेव दत्त मात्रे करेना गायना. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced beneath each and every tree, Vasudev Datta sang alone. एक एक वृक्ष तले एक एक गान गाय परम आवेश एक नाचे गौर राय. As Vasudev Datta sang a different song beneath each and every tree, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced there along in great ecstasy. तबे वक्रेश्वर प्रभु कहिला नाचित वक्रेश्वर नाचे प्रभु लागित गाइत गाइते नाचिते गाइते. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then ordered Vakreshwar Pandit to dance, and as he began to dance, the Lord began to sing. Prabhu sange swarupadi kirtaniya gaye dik vidit nahi jnana premera vanayaya. Then the devotees like Swarup Damodar and other kirtan performance began to sing along with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being inundated with ecstatic love. They all lost all concept of time and circumstances. So how are we absorbing a devotional service or devotional activity? So when we are absorbed in our devotional activity, there is no problem of time. Then we will not even think how much time is going. But when we are not absorbed in a devotional, what will happen is we will think always, oh, how much time has gone? This time is not going, and so many things will think. So while chanting, if we don't like chanting, what we'll do? After every few minutes, we'll see time, we will see the phone, mobile, and everything. But if we like chanting and we are absorbed in chanting, then what will happen? If more time is also gone, we will not even think of it that how the time is passing by. And therefore, the more we are absorbed, the more we can relish our devotional activity. And therefore, here also they are indulged in the aesthetic love, and therefore they lost all conception of time and circumstances. So the circumstances can be against us, the circumstances can be in favor. But if we are absorbed in devotional services, no circumstances will hamper our devotional service. And therefore, we should try that we should try to absorb ourselves in our devotional services. यही मता का तक्षणे करी वान लीला करी वन लीला नरेंद्र सरोवरे गेला करिते जल खेला. After thus performing pastime in the garden for some time, they all went to a lake called Narendra Sarovar and there enjoyed sporting in the water. So again, they will do some sporting. Chala क्रीड़ा करी पुनः आइला उद्याने भोजन लीला कैला प्रभु लैया भक्त गणे. After sporting in the water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to the garden and accepted prasadam with the devotees. नवदिन गुंडीचाते रहे जगन्नाथ महाप्रभु ऐसा लीला करे भक्त साथ. For 9 continuous days, His Lordship Sri Jagannath Dev stayed at Gundicha temple. During this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stayed there and performed this by the pastime to these devotees that have already been described. So every day, same chanting, dancing, sporting, taking prasadam, and sleeping Ayitoda Gopinath. So these are the 9 days they did the same thing. जगन्नाथ वल्लभ नाम बड़ा पुष्पाराम नवदिना करे प्रभु तथाई विश्राम. The garden of his pastimes were very large and was named Jagannath Vallabha. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his rest there for 9 days. So I think it took place at Jagannath Vallabh, not Ayodhya, as this is told in this verses. So now Hera Panchami is going to come, and this festival, King Pratap Rudra is going to tell that how it should be celebrated, and this we'll see next time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.